I'm Dr. Poonam Gupta from School of Management, and today I'm just going to teach you about the financial management. So, before starting this topic, what is this financial management? First of all, we should understand what is finance, right? Because here we are talking about the management of finance. Okay, so what is finance? As we know that without finance, neither any business can start or not run. Means finance is essential for any kind of business, right? This is an essential element of business. Okay, so if we talk about the finance, means what? Finance is the provision of money at the time when it is required. Every enterprise is required finance, so this is the essential element for the company. Okay, we can say this is the lifeblood of a business, and finance is the art and science of managing money. Now the concept of what is this financial management? As we know, financial management means the management of finance is basically the financial management. What comes in this? What is the definition of financial management? So the financial management is an applied branch of management that looks after the finance function of a business. Now the terms we have used here, this is a finance function. What is this finance function now? So finance function here, there are six kinds of functions which we six kinds of activity which we include in this finance function. The first is financial planning. So what is this financial planning? When a company starts, so they have first of all go through the financial planning. What comes in a financial planning? Financial planning is what basically means how the company is arranging the fund, how much fund is required to the company, and what cost they are going to pay for this particular finance, right? Means what? As you know that like when the company starts, they always arrange funds and we call it capital, right? So capital means in terms of equity, in terms of debt, in terms of preference shares, how they are arranging this capital. The equity is a owners fund, as we know that, right? And the debt, that is that part of capital which the company borrowed from the outside, right? So they have to pay the cost for the same, right? So how much cost they are paying for this debt and what return they are getting through this investment, this is more important. So company go for such kind of comparative analysis, right? First of all, they just find out the cost of the capital, the cost of the debt, the cost of the equity, cost of a preference shares, and then they find out what return they are getting through this investment, right? On the basis of this, they do the financial planning and they create a capital structure of the company. Fine. So this is the first activity. The second one is forecasting cash inflow and cash outflow, right? As I told you that. Okay. So what return they are getting, what cost they are paying, this is basically the cash inflow and cash outflow. Then the next is raising fund, right? From where they are raising fund, like how much debt they have arranged, what shares they have issued for the public, this is preference shares, right? And if they are going to arrange some term loan from the bank, what cost they are paying. Okay, so these are the main factors and kind of a activity which is happening in a financial planning, right? Then after arranging this all fund, what is the allocation of fund? How much funds they are allocating for the working capital, right? And suppose, because nowadays one company is investing in another companies also, right? So like whatever funds they have to manage all the things within this limit, right? Okay, so allocation of fund is more important than effective use of funds. As I told you that, suppose the company is like some part they have allocated for the working capital and some part they have allocating for the investment point of whatever investment they are doing, whether they are getting a good return from those investment or not, this is more important, right? So effective use of fund is also very important. Then financial control. Okay, so through the budgetary control or some standard deviation, standard costing method, they are just doing all kinds of controlling, because these all the terms which we use, this is a part of a strategy, right? So how they do the financial control. Okay, what kind of what kind of strategy they are making for this Okay, so last function is very important. Through financial control, the finance manager tries to bring performance closer to the target. Okay, so these is like major terms of finance function. When we put into a smaller part, so we can say that whatever we have done in a financial planning, this is basically the part of investment decisions, right? Okay, from where they are arranging the fund, from where they are putting the fund, what return they are getting, what cost they are paying, this all is categorized as a investment decision. Financing decision is like from where they are arranging the fund, raising the fund. This is the part of your financial decision, right? Then dividend decision, whether the company is able to pay the dividend to the shareholders. This time they are going to pay the dividend to the shareholders, or they feel that they should retain the profit just because of they are planning for another kind of business and they are planning for the expansion of business. Right, so how they are doing this is more important, right? Then working capital decision, right? Okay, how much capital they have to manage, they have to allocate for the working capital. Fine, so how much working capital is required? Okay, some funds they have to maintain as a liquidity also, because when the creditors ask for the money, whether the company is able to meet the liabilities within a short duration of time or not. That's why the company has to take care of this working capital decision. And routine fund functions are also like routine funds means raw material purchase. They are purchasing raw material, they are paying wages, they are paying salaries, or whatever the routine expenses of company, how they are meeting this all liabilities. This is also important. So these all the terms we put into the finance function, and this all terms is the part of your financial planning. So we have like different methods of sources of finance. Okay, how we are arranging funds, from where, what what kind of facilities is available in the market, or how the government is supporting to the companies, and what kind of facilities are available for the companies into the financial institutions, right? So there are different sources, method of sources of funds. Like for long term, if we ask for the long term source of funds, so we have debt, we have preference shares. Through this we can arrange a long term fund. If a company requires short term funds, we can approach to the short term market, and this short term market is called as money market. Like treasury bills, we have heard about this, right? So through treasury bills they are arranging the short term funds. Companies are arranging their working capital. Like suppose a bank required funds, in that case how they can arrange? Through call money market they can arrange the funds. Okay, so these are the different we have sources of these are the sources of finance from where they can arrange the funds. Okay, so this is like how the financial management is happening, right? Okay, so when we go through this all subjects, what are the main topics which we are going to cover in this financial management? The first is like capital structure, how the company is making their capital structure, what kind of strategy they have to follow for this, right? And how they are doing this, how they are calculating the cost of capital. There are different methods through this they can calculate the cost of capital. Like suppose we are arranging funds through the borrowed fund debentures, how much cost we are paying, how we have to calculate this all. There is a lots of formulas for this, the same. And like some says that we cannot calculate the cost of equity, because cost of equity is not possible, but it is not like that. Through the capital asset pricing model or dividend forecasting method, we can calculate the cost of equity also, and we have a different formulas for cost of preference shares. So this topic is also we are going to cover in this area, right? And then capital budgeting, whatever cost we have paid, what return we are getting. So if we want to calculate the return, whatever we are getting through this investment, so we have different approaches in capital budgeting. Like NPV method we have a post payback period method we have. So through this all technical terms, we can calculate how much return we are getting through this investments. So this is the way how we can go for the financial planning, right? there are two kinds of objective also. Whatever we are doing here, we have two kinds of objective for this. So we says that in a financial management, there are two kinds of objective of financial management: the profit maximization and wealth maximization, right? So profit maximization is the mission of any company. Okay, whatever business the company has started, what is the mission for this? The mission is basically the profit, to maximize the profit, right? And through maximization of profit, they can go for the wealth maximization also. Okay, so this is all about the financial management. Thank you from my side.